And thank you for joining us for our third installment of our 6-week body positive yoga program. My name is Katie B, and I work at the Sacramento Public Library where books are just the beginning. We are so excited to offer this program and to have local yoga instructor Kirsten Johnson with us today. We'll get to her in just a moment, but first I wanted to mention a few things. So this program is made possible through a grant from the National Network of Libraries of Medicine and is intended to help you learn techniques for mindful living. Yoga can provide many benefits, including lowering stress, relieving low back pain, and managing sleep problems. And there's actually some great information available about mindfulness and yoga on the National Institutes of Health Wellness page, which I will link to in the chat for you guys to check out. Also, today's session will be recorded so you can watch it later or share it with a friend. And make sure to stick around after the demonstration for a book talk on a title from our collection related to this week's theme. With that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Kirsten. So Kirsten, take it away.
Hello. I'm going to turn on this light. Maybe that'll give us a little bit more light in here too. I don't know if you guys can see me or if I'm in the shot. That's a little bit better maybe. I don't know. Okay, cool. All righty. Welcome. Hello, everyone. My name's Kirsten. And here for you to bring you through this dance of yoga today. So we've been going through all of the yamas and niyamas. We're on the niyamas right now. We're on the second niyama, which is Santosha. Santosha is contentment. So been sharing a little bit from this book that I love about the yamas and niyamas, which is called The Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Dell. And we'll get started today. And as I'm just sharing with a little bit of information, I invite you to come down to your back. So as we usually start in Shavasana or in a corpse pose, down lying on your back. So while I'm going and talking, you can find a comfortable place where you're just lying down on your back. Just checking in with yourself to see how your body feels this morning. Maybe taking a few rounds of cleansing breath in through the nose. If it feels okay, you're on mute, make as much sound. Exhale all of that cell energy out. We did this a little bit last week of inhaling, bringing in some fresh new breath and exhaling all the stale energy out. Notice how that feels for you. Start to just make a body scan of how your hips feel, your arms, your shoulders, wiggling your toes, noticing the jaw. All of that's available for here with some awareness of breath. Santosha, contentment, falling in love with your life. What does that feel like to fall in love with your life? Contentment is performing every duty and action with pure joy. So that's where we'll be discovering what pure joy feels like for you throughout the practice today. Each movement, each transition, every sensation coming from a place of pure joy. Continue with your breathing. A little bit more about this pure joy that it brings out is when we do something from expectation, to fulfill an expectation for ourselves or for someone else. For instance, exercise, and I'll swap yoga, for instance, yoga, to get our bodies to look a certain way, just to look a certain way, rather than from the pure joy of the movement, we miss contentment. So this practice is all about coming from a place of movement that feels like joy. And then when we complete each action from a process that's enjoyed from pure joy, everything becomes contentment. So as we move through the practice, I'll offer options, I'll offer some suggestions, But just by all means, pay attention, coming from this place of pure joy. What does that feel like for you? Forgetting what it looks like and coming back to this pure joy. Take the next 5 rounds of breath for just letting that settle. Or maybe if you have a mantra or an intention, a prayer, an affirmation, you can invite that right here with the next 5 rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly go ahead and release. Coming back into some awareness. Lying down on your back, go ahead and bring both knees into the center, both knees into the chest. Giving yourself a hug, wrapping your arms around your legs, maybe giving yourself a squeeze, a hug. What does that feel like to have pure joy? And then maybe you start some movement, side to side, back and forth. Sometimes a recommendation is happy baby, or I'll just recommend anything that feels like you can just move. What is your body and breath? What do you need right here? Coming back to center. Leave the left knee in, wrapping the hands around the shin. Drop the sole of the foot down to the mat. And then start to play with maybe the right ankle, the right knee is bent into your chest. Play with the right ankle, wiggle it around. Maybe you give some movement to the right leg in and out of that right hip socket. Bring it back to the center. Breathe in, you can stay here, or decide if it feels right to slide your left heel long, extending your left leg. Remember, there's no right or wrong choice here. Finding the one that feels right for you right here on this side. Keep your breath in, blow it all out. A few more rounds right here. Another breath in. Exhale, release. Let the left knee come to meet the right knee. Maybe you have a little bit of movement from side to side throughout each transition. Remember, you'll be given a chance to just play with a little bit of movement. And then coming back to center, left knee stays in, hands around the shin, right foot comes down to the mat. Maybe you give your left leg or your left ankle and toes and your foot a little bit of rotation. Moving in and out that left leg, come back to center. Squeeze your left leg in. Oh, and then if it feels okay, slide the heel of the right leg long, extending it long through the short edge of your mat. Breathe right here. Relax your shoulders, your jaw. There you go. Take another full breath. Let the right knee come to meet the left knee, and just move from side to side. From here, we're going to come to a place of constructive rest. So bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and let the knees just come in, not toward each other. Hands, you're going to bring your pinkies and put them right there in your hip creases. So you may have to move your belly and find the top bony parts of your hip crease. Right there. And then let the hands come out wide. The middle finger is going to meet toward the navel, and the thumbs are going to come up toward the upper belly. So start to take a few rounds of breath here. Breathe in, fill up those hands, fill them up, exhale, release, and then feel the belly come in. And we'll start to warm up the belly like this. So keep on breathing in, bringing the navel to the spine, toward the spine, breathe out. Let this breath come in through the nose, out through the nose. Okay. So let's bring that a little bit more movement in here. Bringing the knees together, keeping the knees together, walk the feet in. And then on your next breath, inhale, breathe in. On your exhale, lift up the knees. There you go. Let the shins come parallel to the mat. Flex the feet. Hands can now come to be placed on top of the thighs. So we're going to push the thighs into the hands into the thighs, activating your lower belly. There you go, your lower core. And if you like to, go ahead and look up at the thighs. Keep this. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. We'll do this for a count of 5, 4, 3. Keep pressing it into each other, feeling all of that shaking in the belly. There you go. 2, 1. Let the legs come out wide once again. Here we're just going to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. There you go. This windshield wiper from side to side. All right, here's where your blocks come in handy. If you have a block, go ahead and grab both of your blocks. Go ahead and grab 2 blocks. One block is going to come down and be placed between your feet. So you're squeezing all that in between your feet. And the other block you're going to hold in your hand toward the short edges. Bringing the block in. Inhale, we're going to reach the hands up long and then bend at the elbow so the block's right in front of your face. Okay? This is going to be the first part. The second part is we're going to bring our knees, so you're going to squeeze everything in, squeezing those elbows in and feel all of that engagement. Here you go. And so the second part of this, we're going to bring and squeeze the knees up to the elbows on each exhale. And we'll just do this for 5 times, okay? The knees are going to come out wide, squeezing that block between the feet. When you're ready, come on up. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it all up and let the knees come up up to the elbows. Bring the block back down on your breath in. Exhale, squeeze it in. If you can, go ahead and try to get those blocks even higher up on the back of the arm. There you go. That's near your tricep. Keep squeezing that block. That's 3. 2 more on your own. 1 more, and we'll hold it right here. Lift up the head, shoulders are going to slightly come up off the mat. Squeezing all of this in, feel your lower abs. Breathe. And then set it down slowly. Let go of the block, maybe windshield wiper from side to side. 1 more time, feeling all that starting to warm up this center. Woo-wee, I'm right there with you. Let's do that 1 more time. Option to either do the thighs pressing together, to do the movement, or just hold it. Hold it and we'll hold it for a count of 10. So when you're ready, block between the hands, bend the elbows, looking at the block in front of the face, lifting up through the neck, squeeze the block between the legs, and we're ready. Here, inhale, do a count of 10. Slow count of 10. Ooh. So either there's movement or you're just breathing. And that's 9, 8. Keep squeezing it all in together. 7. Oh, yes, I'm feeling this too. 6. Keep lifting, keep squeezing, tuck your belly in, tuck the tail. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set everything down. Woo! Feeling all that breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let it all go. And then we're going to come on up to a stand. So coming on up to mountain pose when you're ready. And however you get up there, that is perfectly fine. Come on, making your way up to mountain pose. Remember, this is how you take care of your body. So if you want to do a little stretch along the way, feel all means do that. Offering you options, but not obligations. When you're ready, find your feet, find mountain pose. Taking a breath here, breathing down through both feet, lifting up through the crown, soften your shoulders, and just come into this place where you can feel the joy of just what does it feel like to stand here in mountain. Palms can face out, fingers can be toward the earth, lifting up. Take another full breath here. Exhale, release. All right. So from here, grabbing your blocks once again, and maybe placing them right in front of you on the tall edge, on the tall side, and we'll come to a wide leg squat. Or this is not a squat yet. Be prepared. Well, wide leg stance. So we're going to come to this open, wide leg stance, and then palms can come up. Take a slight back bend here. So for me, back bends don't feel good. And so it's going from a place of joy, where's a place, a way to change, to alter, to have options that maybe are the same feeling, but maybe not look like the same as everyone else. And that's perfectly okay. Your unique place. Keep breathing in, opening up, welcoming this day. And then on your next breath in, bend the knees, exhale, start to forward fold from those hip creases that you just felt earlier. Bending the knees, let the heels come in and the toes come slightly out. Start to forward fold. The crown of the head can come toward the earth, and you can have your blocks right there. Hands on blocks, hands on mat. Keep folding. And from here, you may decide that you have more room to open up wider. Or maybe you want to come in a little closer with the legs. So take a little playfulness and a curiosity of what your breath and body needs. Head comes toward the earth. All right, shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no, and then just wiggle all of that out. Let it go. Coming back down to a forward fold, just let it stay there. When you're ready, let the left hand stay down. Let the right hand sweep away, coming to a little spinal twist right here. Next breath in, right hand comes down, reverse, left hand comes up. Breathe in, exhale, left hand comes back down. And then from here, we're gonna walk the hands forward. This is gonna be a wide leg downward dog. Walking the hands forward, pressing down through the palms, rotating the elbows in, and let the chest come sink toward the thighs. If you have some movement, some joyful movement from side to side that feels good for you, maybe some stillness, maybe back and forth, shift. It's all available right here. And the full breath here, exhale, release. Walking the hands right underneath the arms, the shoulders. We're gonna come up to a half lift. So straighten the back, looking down at the mat, half lift right here. Exhale, back to your forward fold. Come on up when you're ready. Bend the knees, set the heels in. The toes are gonna come out, and on your next breath in, come all the way up. Hands can sweep up, and then hands to the heart. You can toe heel your feet together, and then come back to mountain. And here we'll start. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll just spice it up as we go along. And remember, you choose how spicy you want to play today, okay? Breathe in, taking a step out, or maybe you jump out wide. There you go. Inhale. Exhale, start to forward fold, bow to your wide leg fold. Make your adjustments with the legs if you want a wider stance here. Your next breath in, left hand stays down, right hand comes up. And stretch long, breathe in. Exhale, come back to center. There you go. Move at your pace. On your next breath, switch sides. Left hand reaches away. And then run, comes back down. Walking the hands forward. Wide leg down dog. Pressing chest back toward the thighs. There we go. Let the head come between the armpit, the biceps. And then walking hands in, half lift here. Back to your forward fold. Coming all the way up to the top, bend the knees, heels come in, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, maybe you hop forward back to down dog. Down to mountain. One more time, let's do this. Adding on here, breathe in, out to star. Exhale, forward fold. Right hand comes up, back to center on your breath out. Left hand comes up on the breath in, back to center on the breath out. Walk it forward to down dog. Let the body sink back toward the hips. There you go. We're going to do a half lift here. Here's where we're adding on. We're going to walk the hands over to the right foot. Let the right leg come on, swinging around, and find a low lunge. Coming to the ball of the left or the back leg, or here's the option, coming down to your knee. Set up your low lunge so that maybe your left or your right foot comes out a little wider. Maybe it comes in, finding your stance for your lunge. First time here. And then when you're ready, press down through both feet. Inhale, rise up. Press up. Fingertips are going up. Pinky fingers in toward each other. Breathe here. Breath out. Plant the back leg. Plant the left foot. Open up. Warrior two. Breathing in. Maybe you find some joyful movement as you find where this warrior two stance lands in your body. Bringing that left knee out. Rotating the right leg out. Opening up this space, looking over that front hand. Breathe, yes. Find your warrior two. Exhale. Let's reverse this warrior. Top hand comes up. Breath. Left hand comes down. Breathe into the side body. Reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. And then we're going to clasp the hands behind our back. Rotate the shoulders back and down, opening up on the breath in. Being grounded, let's bow, release on the breath out. Humble warrior. That shoulder can try to come between that front knee, let the head drop down. Option to lift the hands up and away. Another full breath here. Exhale, release the hands. Walk back through center. Find some joyful movement side to side, back and forth. Oh, right here. And then we'll get ready to come back over to the left side, walking the hands over to the left, rotating that left foot out, coming to the ball of the back foot, ball of the right foot. Setting up for your low lunge on the left side. When you're ready, find some stillness in your lungs, set that foundation. Breath in, you rise up. There we go. Yes, feeling all of that strength rising up into your lunge. Breathe in here. Exhale, plant the right leg foot. Come open up. Once again, where it is warrior two on the left side. What does it feel like on the left side? When you find your warrior two, let the arms open up wide. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, gazing over that front hand. There you go, breathe. Oh, release. Breath in, let's flip our warrior, reversing it here. Letting that right hand come down, left hand come up. And then back to warrior two on the breath out. Inhale, clasp the hands. Maybe you clasp the hands, different thumb on top. Remember, if it feels familiar, it's the same one, so maybe reversing that. Different thumb on top, rotate the shoulders once again, opening up through the collar, breathe in. Exhale, you bow. Humble warrior. Another full breath here. Full release out. Let the hands come back down to the mat. Walk towards center. Come back to your wide leg down dog. There you go. Move from side to side or wide leg down dog. Breathe here. And then walking your hands in, walking your heels in underneath the legs. Toes are going to come out, and we're going to start to slowly shift our weight so that the tailbone or the butt's going to come down. You can use a block right here coming into this little squat. So I got a block underneath my tailbone if you like that. So also helps sometimes if you have something underneath your heels. Your heels don't have to come all the way down. Remember, it's how does it feel for you? So the knees are going to come out wide. Maybe on the ball, or maybe you have a towel or a rolled up mat underneath the heels. Hands are going to come together. Inhale, lifting up. Huge hip opener right here. Breathe. Settle in. Another full round of breath here, letting all of that settle in. Exhale, let the hands come back toward the mat. Start to lift up into your forward fold. Half lift when you're ready. And then coming all the way up to the top. Bend the knees, inhale, reaching up all the way. And then maybe hopping back to your mountain. Woo! All right, let's play with that just a little bit more. Remain gathering all your blocks, your props. Always a glass of or a sip of water is welcome. And finding the joy in this movement. Okay, coming on up on your breath in, find your star. Maybe you find a back bend here, breathe in, breathe out, forward fold. Maybe adjustments to the legs, wider, maybe you have more room and access right now, and back to a forward fold. Next, breath in, right hand goes long, reaches up and away, back through center. Left hand reaches up, exhale, back through center. Walk the hands forward, wide leg down dog, breathe in, and release. Half lift when you're ready. And then walking it over to the right on the next breath. Coming up, settling it up. Breathe here. On the next breath here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior here. And then back on your exhale to warrior two. Let's go. Breathe. Reaching up, lengthening through the heart. And then you bow, humble warrior. We'll stay in humble warrior for a breath in, maybe lifting up those hands and the breath out. When you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands back through center. The offer here is to go find 3 breaths in down dog or find some movement where you bend into, and this is not for everybody, so you choose if how your knees are going to react. Walking your hands over to the knees, right knee bends, left toes come up, and I'm doing this with blocks. Coming back through center, left knee bends, coming to the heel, right toes come up. Taking that movement from side to side a few times, or staying in down dog is also an option. We'll play with that right there. And remember, find the movement that feels joyful in your body. And then coming back through center. Inhale, half lift. And then let's take it over to the left. Walking it over to the left. Coming to the ball of the right foot. Low lunge left side. Here we go. You set it up. You found the foundation. Breath in, you rise. Exhale. Let's find your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, breathe here. Back to warrior two. Bow, hands behind your back, clasping that inhale, reach up. Exhale, you bow. One more breath here. Maybe the hands lift up and away. And then you walk it all back through center. Downward dog. Let the heels come in, toes come out. And then here's where you get a chance to play with crow. So I'm going to give, you wanted to do crow on the ground. We already did it, which is that movement that we did with the block right there. You want to do crow standing, and you've never done crow before, I can walk you through it. If you already know crow, go ahead right into it. So if you're following and playing along with me, setting up this piece of the puzzle from your wide leg squat for your malasana, go ahead and find your 2 blocks. You have those, and set the 2 blocks so that these are going to be for your feet, so that the hips can be really, really lifted. My other 2 blocks for my hands, because that works for me. So we're going to press the hands into the mat, coming on up to a forward fold, and stepping on top of these blocks that you just put down. So pressing down to the hands and lifting up the hips into this forward fold. Your hips are going to be really, really high. From here, start to bend the elbows and placing your knees way up high near your armpit. Let me do this sideways. You can see better that way. Your knees are going to be way up high near your armpit. Bending to your knees, pressing down through your hands, lifting up and zipping all of that in as if you had that block in between your ankles, but it's not there. You're relying on your strength. Pressing down, starting to shift the weight forward. Lift up one toe, and then it comes back down. Lifting up the other toe, lift up your head, because where your head goes, your body will follow. So slightly lifting up your head and trusting that you will not fall. Lift up the other toe. So play in a crow, and then maybe you bring both toes together, you squeeze it all in, and you are in crow. Breathe, inhale. Oh, exhale. You're on your back, just squeezing it all in and holding it in. Lifting up through those hands, squeezing the belly in. Toes are together, knees are in between the arms. There you go. Either one, find the joy in the movement. Oh, and exhale, everybody release coming on out of that. Ooh. Where were you? Did you find the joy? Oh, come on back down to your seat. Find your strap if you have a strap available. Come once again back into like a little wide leg seat. Legs can come out together. Find your sit bones, maybe moving all that flesh out of the way. Take a few breaths right here. Notice how you feel. How does the breath feel? How does the body feel? Oh. And then when you're ready, bending the left knee and let the sole of the left foot come onto the inside of the right thigh. Find your strap and loop it around the ball of your right foot. And then before you move, maybe there's a block underneath that bent knee side for support. Find your sit bones and then rotate over to that extended leg, over to the right side. There you go. Find all this length in the spine on your breath in. Exhale, you can start to hinge forward, fold over that right leg. Maybe you stay here with the strap. Maybe you have room to grab the foot. We'll stay here for a few moments of breath. Start to relax your shoulders and jaw, and just let the head and neck fall toward the earth. Remembering you have permission at any time to come on up, to modify, to alter, to change. In this class, in any class, if the movement does not feel joy, if there's pain, then skip it. Find something that brings you joy. Coming back up to center when you're ready. Walking the chest back up. Woo! Let the right leg come out, left leg come out long again, and maybe you bounce from side to side. All right, when you're ready, let's switch sides. Right knee bends, coming in toward the left thigh. Maybe there's a block or something underneath the right knee for support. And then starting and rotating from the hip, come back to center first, and then rotate over to that extended leg. And then when you're ready, start to hinge. There you go. Notice your grip on the strap. Find this movement or find the breath that just, oh, feels so good. There you go. So for me, the longest time, and you probably notice, I don't do very many back bends. I like back bends, but they don't give me joy. They give me and bring me sensations of pain. So with any movement that you're doing, with anything in life, if there's any sensations of pain, discomfort, contentment, all the opposites of joy, just ask yourself, how can I move each and be in each moment with pure joy? Maybe that means you skip it, you find another way to do it, and that's perfectly okay. When you're ready, come on back up. And that's how we learn to be creative and take agency of our own body. Let the right leg come out long once again. Let the legs come out a little bit wider if you can. Let the toes come out. Rotating all of this out, and we'll start to take a forward fold. Blocks are awesome for this. And a wide leg forward fold, walking the hands forward, coming into a wide leg forward fold. If you have room for it and it brings joy for you, go ahead and start to bend at the elbows, helping the head come a little bit further down toward the mat. However, if your thighs are screaming at you and your breath is not flowing, maybe come up or bring the legs in just a little. Coming back to this place where it feels like joy. If you have room for more, go ahead. Keep moving toward the earth, letting the chest come and gently fall, not forcing anything, but gently fall. There's also other variations. You can grab a hold of each foot to help bring the chest a little closer to the earth. Keeping and noticing if you can keep the back, the spine long all the way through the tip of the ears, and then letting that cascade you forward. There you go. And then notice your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your butt, anything that's clenching, and see if you can just release it. Oh, yes, there you go. Walking slowly, the chest, head comes up. Oh, here's a chance for a little slight back bend. Bring the hands behind you, the fingers towards you. Bring the legs in, bending at the knees, and then just start to bend backwards. Maybe windshield wiper the legs at the same time. You have another that you would like to come up, go ahead, pressing down through the feet, lifting up through the knees. So there's all options to come out of this, find that transition that feels right for you. And then coming back up to a seat. And then we'll do one more, and here's the options for this seated forward fold, bringing the soles of the feet together, and so the knees are going to come out wide. Here's also an option for blocks or support underneath the knees. Wider or farther away from you, you can have more access for the chest to come down closer to you, maybe pulling the chest down, grabbing hold of the feet. So choose which side that you want, butterfly, forward fold that you'd like to come into. Soles of the feet together, knees coming apart. The legs are a little bit more extended. You can actually reach through that opening, grab the outside of the legs and start to pull the chest forward. And then remember the neck and shoulders, letting them go, just letting them be. Breathe here. Letting that each breath just maybe get a little deeper, feeling the more sensations and letting that guide you to what you need in these last 5 rounds of full breath in, full breath out. And then when you're ready, slowly walk in the chest and head back up. Oh, extend the legs long, and then find any bit of last minute movements, last minute stretch, anything that the body is calling to you. And then head it on back down to your mat. Back how we started, lying down on your mat in Shavasana, in your final shape of rest. So take your time to find what that looks like and what that feels like for you. Gathering any props along the way. Taking care of self is always the first and foremost thing that we should be practicing when we're practicing yoga. And then just a little bit more about Santosha that I thought was very interesting, especially in light of the times that we live in and the things that we have to just navigate through our daily lives. Being content with our discontentment is itself a gateway to the calm depths within. Being content with discontentment. So this joy, this Santosha also requires us to store up, to invest in self, just as you're doing here this morning, building up joy so that those times when there's discontentment, we can tap into those reservoirs and find these calm waters. Take a full breath here. Full release out. This poem is called Center Point. Sometimes at the ragged edges of an unruly world, when life feels undone, there's a quiet center point in which to dance your unbound prayers. Take a full breath in, maybe opening up arms wide, your legs to the outer edges of your mat, and just feel in what that unbound prayer, what that breath, what your life force, what that feels like in your body. Pure joy. Inhale, bring it all in. And then slowly exhale, release. Knowing that this is an investment in yourself. And then the more that you invest in this self, when there's so much that you can afford to release, to give someone else with this pure joy. Spin another full round of breath here. Inhale and exhale. And slowly just start to make some movement, maybe in the fingers, your toes, your neck, your arms, your shoulders. Maybe you stretch long again and give yourself a little embrace, a hug, a caress of offering this practice. It is a practice. We stay here and we practice joy so we can practice joy off the mat. And then eventually you find more movement where you move, coming up and finding your seat. And once you find yourself, maybe wiggle through your sit bones, anything you need to wiggle through, move something, shoulders, neck, jaw. Finding as you are rooted onto your sit bones, lifting up through the crown. We'll gather all of this in together. Inhale. On your breath in, let the hands come to touch at the top, reaching the hands down and letting them stop in front of the heart. A place of joy, contentment, compassion, where we can store up all of these things for ourselves, knowing that the benefit is for others also. So in the spirit of Ubuntu, which is I am, because we are together, individually, collectively, may you have joy. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and taking care of yourself and practicing this second Niyama, Santosha. I'm on Instagram at In Her Voices, and I will be announcing the next Niyama on Monday, and it is going to be fire. You will wait. It's going to be so much fun. Turning it back over to Katie.
Thank you so much for that. I was like, you know how much I love warrior poses, but I look forward to working through the progression of crow. I especially like the one seated down because that one I got handled, but trying to fly was a little bit much for me today. So I look forward to working up to that. So hi, everyone. My name is Katie D, and I'm a librarian with the Sacramento Public Library. So this session's Niyama, which is Santosha, highlights contentment, being happy with what you have and not craving things that are not in your possession. So who better to celebrate this feeling of happiness with oneself than the culture expert from Netflix's Queer Eye, Karamo Brown, who co-wrote a picture book with his son titled I Am Perfectly Designed. This is my personal copy. So this story follows a father and son duo as they enjoy everyday life and take notice of their surroundings. They reflect on seemingly regular outings like adventures to the park, walking to school, or strolling through their neighborhood, and discover that all they need to make a regular outing memorable is each other. Being present, being aware, and being positive can leave a lasting impact on anyone and is a great lesson for people of all ages. So the illustrations by Anoosha Syed are beautiful and full of life.
They are very animated and capture the essence and busyness of life, while also taking the time to celebrate the small activities that often make the best memories. I love the message of positivity, validation, and contentment that this book portrays, and I would recommend this one highly. And then also, you get a bonus if you check out the end pages of the book, because then you can see our other members of the Fab Five. So thank you again for joining us for Body Positive Yoga. We invite you to explore additional exercise resources in the library collection, including yoga books and DVDs available now through Hoopla. Keep your eyes peeled for an email with a link to a survey so we can gather your feedback on this program. And for more info about health literacy initiatives, curbside pickup locations, and upcoming virtual programs, you can go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Katie, Kirsten, and the Sacramento Public Library, be well, and we will see you next time. Bye.